Welcome back to It's You and Money, where we talk about health, finances, and everything in between. Today, we're deep diving into the top benefits of owning a credit card in Singapore and how you can best optimize your usage. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Credit cards can be a slippery slope, and you're not wrong if they're misused. But here's the thing. When you understand how to use them strategically, they become an incredibly powerful financial tool. We're not just talking about making purchases, we're talking about building your financial future, getting rewarded for spending you do anyway, and even protecting yourself in ways you might not have considered. It's all about making the card work for you, not the other way around. So in this video, we're going to break down exactly how to do that. We'll go through the nitty-gritty from how these little pieces of plastic can significantly boost your credit score, which, let me tell you, is your golden ticket to better loan rates and more, to the amazing world of rewards, cashback, and points that can literally put money back in your pocket or fund your next vacation. We'll also cover the often overlooked security benefits that can save you a ton of headache and money compared to other payment methods. Think of this as your easy-to-understand masterclass in credit card optimization. My goal here is to demystify credit cards and show you that they aren't something to be feared, but rather something to be mastered. By the end of this, you'll have a clear understanding of the advantages and, more importantly, actionable strategies to make sure you're getting the absolute most out of every swipe, tap, or online purchase. It's about being smart with your money, and credit cards, when used correctly, are a cornerstone of a savvy financial plan. So, grab a copy, maybe your notepad, and let's get into it. All right. Let's kick things off with arguably one of the most significant long-term benefits of having and using a credit card, building your credit score. Now, your credit score is basically your financial report card and lenders, whether it's for a car loan, a mortgage to buy your dream home, or even sometimes when you're trying to rent an apartment. They look at this score to decide how risky it is to lend you money. A higher score means you're seen as more reliable, which translates to better interest rates, saving you thousands, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars over the life of a loan. It's a really big deal, and a credit card is one of the most accessible tools to start building a positive history. So how does it actually work? Well, every time you use your credit card, and crucially make your payments on time, that positive activity gets reported to the credit bureaus, organizations that collect and maintain records of a person's credit history from lenders. Consistent, on-time payments are the heavyweight champion of factors that boost your score. We're talking about making at least the minimum payment by the due date every single month without fail. Even one missed payment can ding your score, so setting up auto-pay for at least the minimum can be a real lifesaver. Think of it as exercising a muscle. The more consistently you do it right, the stronger your credit score becomes. It shows lenders you're responsible and can manage debt effectively, which is exactly what they want to see. Another key piece of this puzzle is something called your credit utilization ratio. Fancy term, simple concept. It's how much of your available credit you're actually using. For example, if you have a credit card with a $10,000 limit and you have a $1,000 balance, your utilization is 10%. Generally, you want to keep this number low, ideally below 30%, and even better if it's below 10%. Maxing out your cards, or even getting close, signals to lenders that you might be overextended, which can negatively impact your score. So it's not just about paying on time, but also about not using too much of that available credit. Using your card for regular planned purchases and paying it off regularly is the sweet spot for building that score. Now let's talk about the fun stuff, rewards. This is where using a credit card can feel like you're getting free money, and honestly, if you play your cards right, pun intended, you kind of are. Most credit cards these days come with some sort of rewards program, whether it's straightforward cashback, points you can redeem for travel or merchandise, or airline miles. The key is to pick a card with a reward structure that actually aligns with your spending habits. If you spend a ton on groceries and gas, a card that gives you bonus cash back in those categories is going to be way more valuable to you than a fancy travel card if you only take one trip a year. It's all about matching the card to your lifestyle. Let's break down the types. Cashback is the simplest. You spend money, you get a percentage of that spending back as a statement credit or a direct deposit. For instance, a card might offer 2% cash back on all purchases. If you spend $100, you get $2 back, so on and so forth. Then you have point systems, which can be a bit more complex, but potentially more lucrative. You earn points per dollar spent, often with bonus points in certain categories like dining or travel. These points can then be redeemed for flights, hotel stays, gift cards, or even merchandise. The value per point can vary wildly depending on how you redeem them, so doing a little research here pays off. Travel cards often offer the best redemption values if you're savvy about how you use those points for flights and hotels. So, how do you really maximize these rewards? First, always aim to pay your balance in full each month. The interest you'd pay on a carried balance will almost always wipe out any rewards you earn, so that's rule number one. Second, look out for sign-up bonuses. Many cards offer a big chunk of points or cash back if you spend a certain amount within the first few months of opening the card. If it's spending you were going to do anyway, that's a fantastic boost. Also, pay attention to rotating bonus categories if your card has them. One quarter it might be 5% back on Shopee. The next, it might be home improvement stores. Strategically using the right card for the right purchase can really add up over time. Beyond building credit and earning rewards, credit cards offer a layer of security and protection that many people don't fully appreciate until they actually need it. This is a huge advantage over using cash or even debit cards in many situations. One of the biggest security features is fraud protection. If someone gets your credit card details and makes unauthorized purchases, you're generally not liable for those charges. You report it to the credit card company, they investigate, and in most cases, you won't pay a cent for the fraudulent activity. With a debit card, that money is gone directly from your bank account, and getting it back can be a much more stressful and lengthy process. That peace of mind alone is incredibly valuable. But it doesn't stop at just fraud protection. Many credit cards come with a suite of purchase protection benefits that can save you real money and a lot of hassle. For example, ever heard of extended warranty protection? A lot of cards will automatically extend the manufacturer's warranty on eligible items you purchase with the card, often by an additional year. So if that new TV you bought conks out just after the manufacturer's warranty expires, your credit card might still have you covered. This can save you from having to buy expensive extended warranties from retailers. It's a benefit that's just sitting there waiting to be used if you need it. Then there's things like return protection, where if a store won't take back an eligible item you bought with your card, the credit card company might refund you the purchase price. Some cards also offer price protection, meaning if you buy an item and then find it advertised for a lower price within a certain time frame, they might refund you the difference. Though this one is becoming a bit less common, it's still out there. And for those who travel, premium credit cards often include travel insurance benefits like trip cancellation coverage, lost luggage reimbursement, and even rental car insurance. These built-in protections can add up to significant savings and provide a safety net you might not even realize you have. Let's talk about the sheer convenience and flexibility that credit cards bring to the table. In today's world, being able to transact quickly and easily is a huge plus. Credit cards are accepted almost everywhere, from your local coffee shop to online retailers across the globe. This widespread acceptance means you don't have to worry about carrying large amounts of cash, which can be risky and inconvenient. Imagine trying to book a flight or a hotel online with cash. It's just not practical. Credit cards make these kinds of transactions seamless. Plus, with features like contactless payments, just a quick tap checking out is faster than ever. Another aspect of convenience is expense tracking. Every transaction you make with your credit card is meticulously recorded, and you can usually access your statements online anytime. This makes budgeting and tracking your spending incredibly easy. Many credit card companies even categorize your spending for you, showing you how much you spent on groceries, gas, entertainment, and so on. This can be a real eye-opener and a fantastic tool for getting a handle on your financial habits. Instead of trying to remember where all your cash went or sifting through a pile of receipts, it's all laid out for you, digitally. This is a game changer for anyone serious about managing their money effectively. Then there's the flexibility aspect. Credit cards offer you the ability to buy now and pay later within your billing cycle without incurring interest. This can be really helpful for managing cash flow, especially if you have large irregular expenses or if your income isn't perfectly aligned with your bill due dates. For example, you might need to buy a new appliance mid-month, but you don't get paid until the end of the month. A credit card can bridge that gap. Of course, this requires discipline. The goal is always to pay the balance in full by the due date to avoid interest charges. But having that short-term flexibility can be a huge stress reliever and a practical tool when used responsibly. Now, this is a point that needs to be handled with care, but it's an important one. A credit card can serve as a financial buffer in true emergency situations. Life is unpredictable, and sometimes unexpected expenses pop up that you simply haven't budgeted for. A sudden medical bill, an urgent car repair that's essential for you to get to work, or maybe an emergency trip you need to take. In these moments, when you need access to funds quickly and your liquid savings might not be enough or immediately accessible, a credit card with available credit can be a real lifesaver, allowing you to cover that essential expense without delay. It's crucial to understand that I'm not suggesting a credit card should be your primary emergency fund. Absolutely not. The ideal scenario is to have a dedicated emergency savings account with 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses tucked away in easily accessible cash. That's your first line of defense. However, building up that kind of savings takes time, and sometimes emergencies strike before you're fully prepared, or an emergency might exceed what you have saved. In those specific dire circumstances, having a credit card can provide that critical temporary financial bridge to see you through. The big caveat here, and I can't stress this enough, is the interest. If you do have to use your credit card for an emergency and can't pay it off in full by the due date, you will start accruing interest, and credit card interest rates can be very high. So if you find yourself in this situation, the absolute priority should be to create a plan to pay down that debt as aggressively as possible. Think of it as a very short-term loan. It's a tool that offers a safety net, but it's a safety net that you need to get out of quickly to avoid getting tangled in a high-interest debt. Discipline and a clear repayment strategy are key if you ever have to use it this way. So there you have it, a pretty comprehensive look at the power packed into that little piece of plastic. From laying the foundation for a strong financial future by building your credit score, to actually getting paid back for your everyday spending through rewards and cashback. The benefits are substantial. We also touched on the crucial security features that protect your purchases and your money, the sheer convenience and flexibility they offer in our modern, fast-paced lives, and even how they can act as a crucial buffer in unexpected emergencies when used with caution and a solid plan. The main takeaway I want you to leave with is that a credit card, when managed responsibly, is an incredibly valuable asset in your financial toolkit. It's not about going into debt, it's about strategically leveraging the benefits to improve your financial well-being, save money, and gain peace of mind. Like any powerful tool, it requires understanding and respect. Pay your bills on time, keep your utilization low, choose cards that align with your spending, and always be mindful of the terms and conditions. Do these things and your credit card will work for you, not against you. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more tips on personal finance. In the next video, we will cover more on these specific cards and the benefits they bring to the table. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or what credit card topics you'd like me to cover next. See you next time.